Hi everyone, let's talk about Unlock. So I was first interested in this because I'm aware of puzzle rooms. They've been around for a while, and I haven't done one. I'd like to do one. The idea of working together and doing these puzzles in a race against the clock to get out sounds really appealing, and the idea of bringing them to a board game is really good too because it means that I don't have to go anywhere to try the experience. This promises the same experience. Obviously, I have no idea whether that's true. I doubt it, but So the game has got 3 different cases in. I've played all of the cases, and we've had a good time with it. We've had more fun with some cases than others, and we've only played them 2-player. This does 2 to 6, and that was another interest in the game because there's those. I don't know if the series is called something. There's the Escape something Mansion, and there's a series of those that are 3+ players for some reason. I've no idea why. And I had heard one series before dismissed as just being like a puzzle book. You might as well just have a puzzle book. But yeah, Unlock, the first one I have properly tried, and it does some really, really interesting things, really nice things that make this discovery and escape the room feel possible, where you are trying to combine the items and then use the sum of the numbers to find another card in the deck and things like that. It's the decks are completely jumbled when you get them, and they are decently sized. I don't know if I can get one out. No, I can't get one out with one hand, but they're quite a decent size, and there's a lot of cards in there, and some are there just to trick you and have a penalty on the other side. But there's a lot of exploration and trying things out going on in the game. It does encourage that style of, at a certain point, you will just be so confused with a certain hurdle in a case that you will end up just combining things that, surely it's not this, and, it could very well be that. But the game is set up to anticipate some of those combinations that you're going to try and make, and then punish you for trying that. And I think that and the scoring at the end of the case, I think those are kind of strange in it. The time limit has to exist in the game because that is the whole point of it. If you had the whole time to do it, then you would just try everything, and there wouldn't really be the feeling of a challenge. You could just take your time with absolutely everything and not have to worry. Whereas sometimes in the game, you have to be frantically looking through a lot of stuff at once because there is that clock ticking down. But with the penalties, it's kind of punishing you for doing something that seems necessary in the game. It seems necessary to be combining all of these things, and taking away 5 minutes at a time for doing what it seems you need to be doing seems strange, and affecting your score as well, which again seems like a strange thing. It seemed like a very strange thing to me in Time Stories as well, because it's all very well and good you giving me this score, but I'm not going to play this again. I could play this again and try for a better score, but I know the answers to all of the things, so why would I play it again? I could get a perfect score, surely, if I played it again. So the idea of the score and the punishments and things, not so keen on that. But the actual going through the cases, there's some fun story things going on in the cases. There are some really nice puzzles as well, and it's hard to describe things that I liked in the puzzles without spoiling anything in the game. So I was going to try and be vague about a couple of the puzzles, but if you came across those things I was referring to in the game, you would know they were related to a puzzle. So I will leave it at that. The fact that there are a few puzzles in there that I really, really liked, and that is the part I was looking for to begin with. I want puzzles. I want fun things to solve. The other side to the solving the cases in the game is hidden objects, and we saw that in the tutorial. If you watch that, there are cards which will have numbers hidden in them, some a bit more obvious than others, some quite well hidden it seems, and that's a side that I don't really get on with as much as the puzzling. It's not something that I hate, it's something that I am not good at from the experience of this game. And the both of us there were times in at least one of the cases where we kept getting held up by something. We tried everything, and we clearly needed something else to progress, and it turned out that it was a hidden object thing that we needed. And You can't tell, but these glasses are pretty thick. We just could not see the things that we needed to find. And then the app, this kind of ties in with the app as well. The hints sometimes are just what you need to propel you along. They're a last resort thing anyway. Going to the hints, we wouldn't just go there because we had just been stuck for a couple of seconds. It would take a feeling of real problems to make us press the hints anyway. And sometimes the hints are, it's like it's in when you click something in an adventure game that's nothing to do with the mystery. It just tells you that yes, this is a thing. And it turns out later on that there was a really important function for that thing, and we didn't get even the vaguest hint of what it needed. Sometimes it just tells you nothing. The app is good though at it's the timer for adding that pressure for you to solve the cases, but also the soundtrack it provides is really nice as well. It does get you into the feel of a race against time with these soundtracks. The other things about the app, I mentioned the little annoyance that it asks you if you have the game and what language do you want the app in, and remember to do the tutorial first. It asks you that every single time you open the app. That could be a thing that is just done the first time. I presume, I'm not a developer, but I presume that you could just do that and stop it asking you that thing. And the design of it and the look of it isn't very nice to me at all. For a game where the art in the game and the design of everything else is so beautiful, it seems strange that doesn't carry over really into the app. But for moaning about it in these points, I did enjoy Unlock, and I definitely want to try the cases in the future. However they're going to be releasing them, I don't know. I know that is it in America they're releasing them as separate things anyway to begin with. And so maybe they'll be doing that with the future cases in this, but definitely looking forward to trying more. And this was a really nice introduction to this kind of game. There are more. There's the Exit games that are coming out soon from Cosmos. They were out at Essen in German. They'll be coming out in English, so I'll get to see what their take on this escape the room thing is, and I'm sure more will follow in this genre. But really enjoyed Unlock. I think it's definitely something worth trying, especially if some of the things that I didn't find so fun, might be brilliant for you. You might be brilliant at finding hidden object things, or love those. There's video games that are solely about that, isn't there? I've seen those before, and again, for the same reasons, I just stare at something and just, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for here. I can't see it in this mess. My Where's Wally skills have really, really failed me over the years. But that's Unlock. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely encourage you to try it out. It's very cheap as well. It's £25 in England. You get 3 cases, and they are one and done. I know that's a problem for some people, but the game is, perfectly resettable. Not only can you just put it back in, its groups of cards, but I can show you that on the bottom of all of the cards is a little number you can put them back in the exact order they came as well, because that brings me to a point I nearly forgot. So the decks have to be randomized, because otherwise you could kind of see you may be able to see the connections between some of the numbers. It may give you a clue that a number exists, and then that would inform some of your puzzle solving. That can still happen, I suppose, going through the deck, but it's all jumbled up so that isn't as much of a problem. The problem comes from the fact that it very specifically tells you in the puzzles in the tutorial, you combine a red with a blue, and if that number exists in the deck, then go and find it and reveal it, and you carry on. By finding a number that exists in the deck, you have solved that puzzle and reveal the card. The trouble is when the machines get involved. I'm not sure if it just happened with a red object and a blue object. It certainly happened with machines, where we had come up with a solution that was wrong, it turned out, but could very possibly have been right, and gone to the deck, found a card, and then flipped it over and suddenly thought, well, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Why have we found this card? And then we just put it back and tried some other way, because that's very clearly something else we were supposed to find at a later point or from another solution or something like that. Nothing to do with the puzzle we were solving is the point. And that's a shame that I'm sure that most of those have been removed from testing, combinations of these numbers that would result in the wrong things. But we definitely did find a few instances of that in the game where just watch out is all I'm saying. If you think don't trust the thing where if it exists in the deck you can take it and reveal it as the next step. Sometimes that's not true. But that's all of these things are not such major things, and I definitely enjoyed the case for me. There was a case for me that was more about puzzles than it was just about hidden objects, and I much preferred that one, and I would like to see a lot more of that. It was the same in Time Stories. I much preferred puzzle parts, the ones that were more puzzly like Asylum, to something that was just about just dice rolling and fighting, that was in a few of the other cases. So I would like to see more puzzly things in future cases, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what else can be done with this, because this, like Time Stories, is just a framework that anyone can come up with a case and an interesting story and come up with a really good scenario for this game. So definitely looking forward to what could happen in the future with Unlock. And that is Unlock. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye everyone.